sure what that means, we have modeled it on the board there. From the very base of the leaf to the very tip.
Both of them in centimeters or inches?
Inches.
Yeah, we're in the US.
Yeah, well, sorry that the metric system's way better. It's not my fault, it's science. Ooh, where do I write this?
On the leaf.
You can write it on the leaf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I tore it.
It's alright.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I did too.
Maybe.
Okay guys, don't write it on the leaf.
I'm determined to write
Really
it on
sharp
the
pen.
leaf.
Please don't. Okay, so whenever you guys are ready, you can come up here and pin your leaf onto the board. If it's less than 4 inches, it'll go here on the left side. Greater than 4 inches will go on the right side.
How do you hit it? Oh. I was like, how do you do that?
Magic.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's like less than or more than because I don't know
You have one
this.
that's more than 4?
Oh, what is on them? I don't know what is this. I'm so confused. There's something going down. There's so many things on my feet. That's what's happening.
Whoa.
Are they
Oh my
like,
gosh! She got pokies in her shoes. How did you do that? I don't know. Be careful, it hurts.
Oh, she went.
Oh god, it broke. Just fucking broke.
Sarah, you can go to the nurse.
You can go to the I don't think it's got it. Y'all, please be careful. Kids like it's
Marsha,
ball
careful,
and
you're
sticks
too-
on things.
wow. This literally happened, the story of my life.
This was not the same for heavens.
That's cool though. Did it just go? It was so quiet. My chair was laying down.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yikes. I'm gonna throw these away.
Is that stuck in your finger?
Still?
No, you have to just take it out. Now, where's my other leaf? Where's my favorite one?
This is like a real middle school.
Yeah.
Oh my god, get that out.
Let me do it. I'm just gonna cut it and just get body.
I tried to pull it.
Why don't you just pull it out? Because it's in there.
It'll come
That's
out.
how you have
Just
to do
yank
it.
out.
You
Let me
gotta pull it
Just yank
out.
Don't leave it.
That's how it works. You never on the splinter before?
Yeah, you just cut it
Okay.
out. Put it in your body force.
No,
So, everybody look up at the board. Notice the different size leaves that we found on that one plant. How can these leaves be different sizes?
Some are older.
Yeah, they're different ages.
Smart.
That is a fair assumption. Ashley, why do you think that the leaves are different sizes?
Some are older.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
Oh, different one. Maybe how much sun they get.
Okay, that's a good thought. Marcia, did you have something to add?
That was mine. I was gonna say maybe the bigger leaves are on the top because they get the most sun and they shade the rest of them so no one else gets enough sunlight.
Oh, that was an elaborate answer, but I like that a lot. Yes, should we switch again?
Oh, she's eating a leaf. We're not
Me
gonna
too.
You will not be eating these.
Alright, you guys, so go ahead and keep the leaves in mind while we go into our explore for today. Alright, so I have an explore guide to hand out to you guys. You can just take one and pass it down. You can see your leaves. Alright, so first off, safety. Please do not eat any of the samples provided during the exploration.
Takers?
Do not touch your face after touching the samples. Alright? Okay, so for our collaborative learning, you will be separated into partners. You can decide. Go ahead and decide right now. Whoever you're closest to, across, decide.
I'm just kidding.
Go ahead and figure out who is the older partner using your birthdays.
What's your birthday?
The older partner.
23rd.
Are you older?
When's your birthday?
What year?
The older partner will be the PI, the primary investigator, and the materials manager, and the younger partner will be the reporter, and the maintenance director.
Primary investigator.
All right, so we all good on that?
Yeah.
Great. So materials manager, please come pick up your supplies from this table, 1 basket per group. And go ahead and start completing the materials checklist.
Ooh, there's pencils in here. Okay. Is this the materials checklist? Where is the
And if you guys need a
materials?
reference, your little collaborative learning roles have your roles on there.
Nice.
Do you need a pencil? Can we keep these?
Sure.
Where's the, okay, we don't have tape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so tape is gonna be up here. Right.
Two pencils.
Marsha, that was you.
Yeah.
There you go.
I only got.
I've got 3, not 31. Excuse me.
Wait.
So you guys should have 3 different types of peppers. Oh, I see Ashley and Braylee have checked off everything correctly.
What?
If anybody's missing anything, go ahead and let me know. Or if you have confusion about what you're looking for.
Tape
I think it's
that's
just
provided.
3, not
Oh.
34.
She didn't say he was like,
Just
I am the primary investigator.
There's 2 for a reason.
To what? Yeah.
All right. So you guys will complete your exploration guide with your partner. You have 10 minutes to complete this section, or the entire exploration. Afterwards, we will come together as a class and discuss the explore in our explain section. And when you get to the field my section, go ahead and put your pencil down and look at me, because we're going to do that together. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go.
Sweet.
So,
Can you do this?
fingerprints?
Yeah. You like
Instruction, create a fingerprint. Take the prints provided. Oh, and then you rub your thumb on it. Oh, I used to do this all the time as a kid. Or use the tape.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Do we do it in the box? Or on the index card?
Yeah, I'm kind of just winging it.
Oh, yeah.
Rub it on the paper. Not your finger.
And then
I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to
rub your right thumb in the pencil marking.
So is the
Oh,
index
in
card the
pencil
provided
marking.
paper, or is this
Oh,
the
we put the
provided
marking
paper?
on.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
we're supposed to
so
draw.
this is for this.
Take a piece of tape and tape it to the square. You have to read the instructions all the way.
I know. I'm over
Take a
here,
piece of
like,
tape, put it on your
really
thumb.
very spaced
Oh,
over
okay. I got it.
instructions.
This all makes sense now. Everything's
If
coming
you guys
together.
have any questions, I would check the instructions, and then if you still have questions, go ahead and raise your hand.
Left, right, thumb, and pencil marking.
Rub your right hand.
I'm gonna do my left thumb because my right thumb's incapacitated.
Fingerprints are
Take that thorn out, bro.
Bit it off. Use a little bit of it.
You bit it off?
Wow, I cannot believe
She's an animal.
This is bullying.
Sarah Marie, can you go to the nurse?
Yes. Please, miss, remove her from me.
I got that loop
I
pattern,
want to be
baby.
partner.
Ooh.
What you got? You a loop?
I'm loop 2.
Loop team. Let's go.
Wow.
I bet we have the same fingerprint.
I bet too.
Let me see. For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
The exact same.
You're so close together. You
My-
got tiny fingerprints.
I have tinier hands
I
than
got
you.
big fat manly fingerprints. Check it
I
out.
also didn't get
Oh
the
man,
loop
I
part.
totally
Mine
missed
makes an
the
S.
mark.
Can you do this?
Whoops.
For stupid.
For smart.
Sure. Okay, so our
Y'all are hindering my learning.
Miss, this is why I didn't want to work with him.
no, it is not the
Miss.
same.
Are you okay?
Yes, sorry. I was just mimicking Marsha.
Wait.
Okay.
Actually?
Just the same way. It's almost exactly the same.
Oh yeah, I should have put the tape on like that.
It doesn't matter, whichever way
Okay.
You're good.
How do you do it?
Look like sideways. I don't know. Like this.
Oh, that's smart.
Exactly.
No, look. Sarah Marie and I have the same
Did y'all have
fingerprint too.
questions? You think she's rolling? Ooh, that's
Is yours no grid the same as your partner's?
I think it's more of a
display.
What's yours? Yeah.
Is yours a loop?
Does everyone
Mine
have a
too.
loop? I wonder what the statistics are on that.
You know what's crazy
Great
is
investigation.
not all of your fingerprints are the same pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have the arch on a couple of
No
fingers.
way.
Yeah, I have a loop on my pinky and my thumb.
Yeah.
No, I
dude,
don't.
that's sick.
Alright, so I see some groups have been able to move on. I think you guys should be in the next section right now.
Okay, wait, what are the similarities in our loops?
Mhm.
Both loops, got it.
Bless you.
You have a fat loop. That's what I thought.
That's rude.
Let's look at our prints. Maybe they're. Okay, we could say. Our fingerprints have
With your partner, investigate the differences between the similarities and the differences. These are male beta fish. The Siamese fighting fish. I used to have a beta fish one time, but it died.
I had a Siamese cat one time.
My grandma had a Siamese cat. They're all different colors. And this one has a round tail, where this one is more
Well, wait, hold on. How do we know that's the tail? Because using my prior knowledge, that's a fin. And it's supposed to like.
But
match
this
up.
is a tail.
How do you know?
Using my prior knowledge. It's at the end.
Are these fish the same species? No way to tell. Absolutely no way.
It says right here, the answer is in the question.
But how do I explain that? Aside from it's in the question.
They all have the same basic fish body type. They have the same body type.
All look similar. And the question says so.
Yeah, they all have body fins.
What are the main similarities?
What, four fins?
They are all fish. They're all Siamese fighting fish.
They have similar external features.
Yeah, we should use that. Next day, similar external features.
Oh, we gotta do the peppers. God, peppers are so good.
Yeah, peppers.
I love
Ooh,
me
good
some
question.
peppers.
Not during
Snack.
Not during.
Ooh, I'm gonna take a big old bite of these peppers.
View the image of the peppers. Wait. It says, do not touch your face. Wear gloves when handling them. See, I'm glad I read the instructions because I literally was about to take
Wait, hold on. View the images below and investigate the provided. Okay. So smart.
I'm just a fast. I'm actually not a fast reader. I'm actually dyslexic.
Me too. Not really, but I am a slow reader.
Never touch your face after handling the peppers.
My skin.
That's why.
We should cut the peppers and then rub it in our eyes and see who can last the longest before going to the nurse.
Good job, Brady.
That'd be
That's
sick.
when I hurt my girl's next.
Ooh. No, it's not good. Here, put your gloves on.
Oh, there's two pairs? I thought you were the primary investigator.
I ate one.
What do we put as the categories for our Venn diagram for the
If
peppers?
you read the directions.
Does it say?
Y'all are so
It
disruptive.
literally. Oh, similarities and. Wait, what?
See, this is why I don't want to work with
That
you.
doesn't make any sense. Record your observations. Yeah, so what are these categories?
So we're gonna do the similarities and the differences between these peppers that you see.
But then what goes in the middle? Because isn't this supposed to be like pepper 1, pepper 2, similarities between pepper 1 and pepper 2?
So
And then we would have
there's
to
like-
have.
Sure, I see what you're saying. So go ahead and just put any differences you see between the peppers. And yeah.
So it should be a T chart.
Thank you, Michael.
I'm going to turn it into a T chart.
Okay, whatever works for you.
I put difference.
Similar. Different.
See, you're such a smart aleck miss. I just can't.
Literally, this isn't the right format for Venn diagram.
Okay, Mr. Calculus.
Do you even know what
Okay,
calculus
so what
is?
did you
No,
say?
I know it's not Venn diagram.
Whoa.
Okay, so similar. They're peppers. We know this. Peppers.
So what did you say? Smooth surface?
They all have that like kind of. It's not
They
spongy.
smell weird. They all smell pretty same.
They smell.
This one smells.
I called it a thin. The smell should be different.
This is jalapeno.
Differences, color differences.
A jalapeno.
Jalapeno. They all feel like kind of squishy, but like firm.
Yeah,
I don't know that. What is? There's a
they're
word
firm
for
but
it.
hollow
How do you know they're hollow?
because they have a squish.
Yeah, that sound.
Yeah.
You know, the sound waves bouncing on the inside. Okay, squishy.
They're firm.
Squishy but firm. Wow.
I would say they're all pretty.
I'm not gonna take
This
it as
one's-
middle school as I'd like to, but.
I already did.
Okay, they're different shapes.
They're not flaccid. You know.
What does that mean?
What kind of similarities did you?
Just Google it.
No.
Okay, they're different shapes, sizes.
Investigate your nose.
Yeah, nice.
Different colors. These two are green, but this is a darker
Two
green.
layers. Smells. Oh yeah, they definitely smell different.
Really? They smell the same to me.
I have an incredibly acute sense of smell,
I guess
like
I
a dog.
don't.
But no, smell. Okay, smell this one. But smell this one.
I think
Smell
they're
this. This one doesn't even have a smell.
No, that's why.
That one's not a shiny.
I bet if we cut it open, it did smell different.
Well, yeah, but
It definitely smells like a studio popper.
I'm ready.
It's just a hat. Strangely how old
that's smart.
I want to taste
I'm gonna take his clothes off because they really overhand started.
Peppers don't grow on the ground.
Okay, what kind of similarities?
That's a bad observation.
It's actually an inference.
That is an inference. These are making me really hungry. Okay, what kind of Wait, what? What kind of similarities did you list?
Meat, I put.
I'm gonna say C above. Save me some time.
Refer to
Refer to that T-chart. Alright. What do we got here? Can you identify any of these peppers?
This one's a bell pepper.
I'm the pepper god.
I know this because my mom cooks them all the time, but I still don't like them. I don't like them.
Bell pepper?
I'm not a big pepper person.
Okay, this has gotta be a jalapeno. Right?
I guess so.
Jalapeno. What is this one? Is this a chili pepper?
Oh, chili peppers are small, right?
I don't.
I like
think
how
this is
this
a hot
one
green chili.
feels.
It is.
Hatch
Yeah,
green
it
chili.
smells like it.
Oh yeah, you gotta like don't squeeze it to open it, but like you just like crack it a little
To let the
bit.
scent out.
Scratch.
Have you ever tasted any of these peppers? No, but I'm about to.
Okay. Can you identify?
Yes. Very acidic
Why is there so many differences?
and spicy.
Nasty.
I've watched a lot of the Young Master Chef. What is that called? Child Master Chef?
Master Junior.
Young Master Chef. That's my rap name.
Stop. Leave me alone.
Hey, what up, y'all? I'm Young Master Chef.
I feel like they all have like
Trying to be good.
texture,
Here, I got two more.
like a little
Are there any similarities or differences?
Oh, what do you think
Extra points
accounts?
if I list the PLU.
Variation within species. Saw that on Nat
That is
Geo.
so funny. Please.
Yeah, and they also talked about it last class too.
Do you really know that?
I want to touch my eyes so bad.
Oh, do you have hands in Where's your class?
I just want to like.
So when you guys are done, you can
Just
either
like-
choose to wash your hands or there's hand sanitizer over here.
Can group the
At any point, will we get to eat the peppers?
Not during lunch.
Dang it!
during lunch though.
Yes, I'm coming back here for lunch.
Can group the peppers together.
I thought they had similar texture.
Yeah,
one's
they're all.
so
Wait, can we group them? Yes, they're all peppers.
Duh.
Is anybody completed already?
Yes.
Alright.
Well, he's the recorder, so it's fine. I'm just not gonna finish.
You have to
Alright,
finish.
So I'm going to go ahead and start passing these little papers out to you
I can't
guys.
tell if I'm smelling the gloves or the peppers. At this point, who knows?
You can go ahead and put them.
I call this red one. Are there
Ma'am?
different colors than they
I'm
are?
the
Oh, yeah,
maintenance
but like a
director.
red one.
I demand these be cleaned up.
Take my gloves off medically.
Oh my God.
Ew, my hands are sweaty.
Like the red is.
Girl, you got sweaty hands.
I know. I don't know how that happened.
It's the gloves. There's no breathability in the gloves.
Stops yourself from
My hands are sweaty and ashy at the same time.
Gosh, I feel.
I'm so clammy. Is clam chowder good?
Yes. My chowder is amazing.
What did you got?
Oh, well, I said my hands are clammy.
Oh.
And I was like, you're a saint. This is also kind of gross. I know
I
it's hand
caught it that time.
sanitizer,
My chair.
Alright, go ahead and wrap it up.
but you can't eat during lab, Cassie.
I know, it's been starting.
What?
I have to.
I'm gonna tell that to the lab police.
Don't do that.
He's the recorder.
More like
Something that's your snitch name.
yeah, that's my anonymous tip name for the police. Snitch.
Alright, is everybody done with those three?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I passed out the little cards to you guys. Y'all can flip them over and go ahead and read what your little mouse is doing. You should see 3 types. There's going to be a running away, a hiding, and a mouse that freezes. Alright, so is everybody good to move on to this activity? Nobody's still working on any peppers or anything like that?
But
Okay.
freezes like to death or
Just freezes as it doesn't move. Just freeze and
okay. Okay.
Lame.
I was like, dang, I'm gonna die.
Oh no. Okay, so each student will be assigned an action to perform. You guys can read it at the very bottom of your picture. That's what you are going to do. When you hear the sound of the hawk flying by, perform the action on your card. Alright, and then we're going to answer additional questions that follow. So this might be kind of a scary sound. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but this is the sound of a red-tailed hawk. Okay, you guys ready?
No. Miss, where do I walk? What side of the classroom do I walk to?
You can walk to any side.
Okay. Just
As long as you're safe, make sure you don't run anywhere, actually run, just walk.
it's running away.
Okay, you guys ready? Everyone good on what they're gonna do?
Yeah, help my
Alright,
children.
ready?
I'm not good at it.
Oh, I'm gonna get picked off. Woo. Bring it on. Is
Alright.
that the sound of me dying?
Yes.
Alright, you guys, you can go back to your seats and answer the questions that follow on your exploration guide.
Do I have to?
Wow, I like the dedication. My hands got on my jacket.
And go ahead and discuss with your partner if you guys have any questions, anything that's different.
Musculus. More like muscular.
Got to show off my athletic ability.
I'd survive that.
Mine's not athletic.
No, my athletic ability.
But that's not what it's asking.
Yeah, what?
No, it says what are the differences in the actions done by the mice? You are not the mice, you are one of many. You're part of the crowd. What are some other colors? Size. You think mice smell different?
Probably.
I'm gonna say so.
I
If people
would
do,
think so.
mice do.
They have different proteins and like,
Smell.
make different enzymes. and stuff like that.
Sound.
Wow, Marcia.
Taste.
Very, very excellent.
It's okay. My dad's a science teacher.
Is it really?
No, I actually. Sorry.
Well, I'm just trying to think of differences in the
Alright, you guys, so after y'all answer those questions, go ahead, attention up here to the board. Cleanup time. The materials manager will complete the final
you.
checklist. Everyone will
But you
wash
get
their
to
hands
clean
with soap and
everything
water, and we also have the option to go ahead and use hand sanitizer.
fight you.
And the materials manager will return the materials. So let's go ahead and wrap our activity up.
Okay, do we throw away these?
You can put them in the basket or throw them away.
Okay.
Read the directions.
Thanks, guys.
Instructions are always
You're not
helpful,
even
you
supposed to
guys.
be here.
And also,
Michael's hearing things.
if I can also have the materials manager come up when you put your basket over there, go ahead and bring you and your partner's nice cards up here to the teacher desk, please.
James,
I don't know what to do.
what are the different actually?
I'm gonna leave the tent.
Don't forget to put your little CL
That's my
tents
job.
back in the basket, okay?
What's the point?
Oh, those have to go in there too?
Guys, you have to wash your hands.
Yes, don't forget to wash your hands if you haven't already done so, or sanitize if you prefer that option.
Oh, I sanitized.
Ah, there's no paper towels. Don't do it.
Thank you.
You're gonna have soggy hands.
Oh, it's so funny. That's right, Miss Knight.
Why is the nurse teaching?
I'm sorry.
Pass that down. Can you take one and pass that?
Oh, you didn't end from the desk.
Okay, so for question number 1, I want you to put your definition of species. Whenever you're finished writing it down, you can share your answer with your partner.
Question 1 and 2?
Just number 1.
Okay.
You said share.
My fingerprints have changed. I used to have mine.
Dude, it's pretty crazy that you like burn off your fingerprints. Like criminals do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I was reading something and people who work on like pineapple plantations.
Okay, Marcia, it seems like you're finished. Can you read us your definition of species?
Yes, I put a group of animals that are all the same kind.
Oh, I think that's a great definition. Does anyone have anything to add? Yes, Marcia.
Organisms that can breed and produce viable offspring that share similar genetic material.
Boy, okay. That was more than I was looking for.
I'm cheating.
If everyone can answer question number 2 up on the board. The definition that we are going to give you is a group of living organisms consisting of similar individuals that contain variation in their external features. So whenever you're finished writing that down, please put your pencils down.
Oh.
Do you have a question, Marcia?
No, I just realized that I was using your pencil and forgot to give it
You
back.
can have it. It's okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay, so number 3, I want you to think about the explore activity that we did today and come up with a definition for variation. You may have heard this in a previous lesson, so put down what you remember about it. Whenever you're finished, share your answer with your partner.
You go first.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
What's that last species?
Something caught my handwriting.
Okay, Ashley, can you give us your definition of variation?
Difference among the same species. Or differences, sorry.
Does anyone have anything to add?
That was literally the exact same thing that I put.
Awesome, must be a good definition. So go ahead and fill out number 4. the differences between features of the same species. So examples would include structure, form, or function. Whenever you're finished writing, please put your pencil down. Any question?
Can you provide an example of like a variation in function for a
Yeah, I was
species?
gonna ask that too.
Okay, so
Nipples.
Oh, that's a good
That's
one.
actually
Because
super
male nipples don't have a function. This came from under the cover.
thank you, Ashley.
Sorry.
It was so quick.
We're gonna talk about some examples later.
Dang, I could not for the life of me think of that.
Okay, so moving on to question number 5. Go ahead and put your definition of a behavior. And when you're finished, share your answer with your
Yeah, I
partner.
get it.
The way something behaves.
What did you do?
It's a response to stimuli.
Okay, Mr. Textbook.
Do you know how much Nat Geo I watch?
Me too, Michael. That's what I put.
Then you guys should be partners.
Good. Fine. Sam Marie won't hold me back.
Yeah, that's what I put too. It's okay. You know.
Maybe me and Marcia should be partners.
Fine. I'll work alone.
Okay, Cassie, can you tell us your definition of behavior?
I said the way something acts.
That's really good.
That's the way it goes.
Does anybody have anything to add to that besides Michael?
Dang it.
In response?
Times.
No, I thought so.
Same thing? Okay. So for number 6, we're going to put down the formal definition.
Why not? I'm so mad.
And Braylee, can you read the formal definition for the class?
The way in which an animal or plant acts in response to a particular situation or stimulus.
Yeah, so Michael mentioned that word stimulus earlier.
Oh, we were both right. I forgive you.
Whenever you're finished, please put your pencils down. Okay. So an example of a behavior with animals would be schooling. Fish that swim together in the same way. Direction is So cell phones turned off, please, everyone.
I don't even know who that is, honestly.
Take a photo.
Give it to the AP.
Listen to the office.
So you were asking about different function earlier. Behavior in plants, they actually act in different forms, including acting as a shrub, a climbing vine, or vine trails.
Acting like a shrub?
Yeah, so the way that it grows, it can grow around a tree like a vine, or it can grow in one particular spot like a shrub.
Oh, I did not know that. That's cool.
Does anyone know anything about poison
I
ivy?
really learned.
It's poison.
I know the name of the oil that it produces. It's like your retri
No, you
all.
don't know that.
Yes, it does.
I'm serious.
Boy Scout of America over here.
No, I got like really bad poison ivy on the inside of my legs like a couple years ago, so I did a bunch of research on poison ivy.
Okay, it looks like we're all finished. So we're gonna move on. Go on to number 7. Can you name any species that we explored today, and what were their variations? You do not have to put the scientific name.
Oh, on the paper? Or
Mice.
Okay.
You'll put it in the table for number 7.
Is this like an India activity?
Mm. Can we refer back to our other notes?
No.
Sure. You can refer back to anything we've used today.
I bet I have one that you didn't put.
No one.
Whenever you're finished, you can put your
So smart.
pencils down.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Okay, Sarah Marie, can you give us a species and the variation?
Peppers and the coloring or the taste.
Yeah, definitely. Marsha, you have anything to add?
Yes. Oh, no, I have another one.
Okay.
So I put Homo sapiens and fingerprints.
Wow, nice. Does anybody else want to share an example? Miss Braylee.
I put beta fish and colors.
Ooh, that was a good one. I didn't put that one.
Okay. Okay, so we went over us, right? Humans, we have different fingerprints. That's the variation. The beta fish, they had a different in shapes, colors, and sizes. The peppers were different shapes, colors, and sizes as well. And then the mice activity was variations as well. Variations in their behavior. They either ran, hid, or they froze still. Okay, so humans, we're all one species, yet we all have different fingerprints. The beta fish were all males from one species, but they had their different shapes, sizes, and colors. And the peppers were all from one species, yet had many different characteristics.
Wow.
The mice are all one species, but they had a different behavior. So, if I could have Ashley come up. Yes. Can you put species on the word wall? And we have that one. And Cassie, if you want to come put variation. Sure. And Michael, come put behavior on the word. Okay, so we're going to recreate our T-chart and complete it as a class for the peppers.
Oh, it's an Anaheim pepper. What is
It
that?
is an Anaheim pepper. I heard y'all discussing that.
Oh,
earlier.
Disneyland's there.
Is it
Anaheim.
Anaheim in New York?
No, Anaheim, California.
They say it's the same UPC.
That's where Disneyland is.
Huh.
There's also a San Marcos, California.
Yeah, it's the worst. Every time I try to Google it.
They have really cool escape rooms.
Okay. So if you guys could refer back to that T-chart. Ashley, can you give me one similarity? This is on the Explorer.
sorry.
Okay.
Smooth surface.
Smooth, okay. Marsha,
Yep.
give me something that was different between the peppers.
I put their stem size.
Okay. Michael, something that was similar?
They all had like a similar texture. The jalapeno was a little more firm, but they all had that like squishy and firm texture.
So are you talking about the outer texture?
Just like when you squeeze it.
Or you squeeze it? Okay. Sarah Marie, can you give me a difference?
The shapes?
Okay, does anybody have another similarity they want to add?
I put they were all hollow.
Hollow?
And one for both.
You have one for both?
Yeah, like I noticed they all had like a similar smell, but some of them smelled stronger than others. So I put smell for both categories, but I didn't really determine. So I guess
Probably
strength
more
of smell.
A difference.
Oh,
Did you guys notice anything else that's not on the board? Really? Thought about it?
Oh,
No?
colors.
Oh yeah, we didn't even put colors on.
I didn't even know though, because I didn't even look at your. Oh, I mean, compared to ours, but all of our bell peppers were different colors. I mean, we had a red one and y'all had a black one.
Yeah, so there were a lot of differences and similarities in the peppers, and they're all from one single species. Did you guys know
Really?
that?
I did not.
I didn't
They're
know
all
that. I thought they were all different types of peppers.
So something to note is that not every single pepper is this one species, but these three peppers in particular are from the same species.
Wow.
Do you have a question?
How do they grow? So, like, I know it's variation, but are they grown in different environments?
To be honest, I'm not too sure
That's
about
when you pick them and
that.
teach them.
Well, I thought that was the colors, the ripeness
Oh,
for the
wait,
bell
what are you
peppers.
talking
No.
Like how they.
No, so the
they're
bell
so
peppers, the
different.
color has nothing to do with ripeness.
I've been lied to.
You've been like,
I'm so mad.
I'm confused.
it is not ripeness.
How
Okay.
does they all taste different though? Like, cause jalapenos are spicy and bell peppers are not.
Wait, they're one species.
But they're all one.
Yeah,
It's just like mind blowing.
So these
for
are
me
the
as a college
variations.
student, not even 7th grade Marsha.
I learned this. just
22-year-old Marsha.
Okay, so that was a really cool cool thing that we figured out. Does anyone else see a pattern about species? Number 8.
Wait,
I'm sorry. Are we on number 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
this one? Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Remember you're finished with number 8. If you could put your pencils down.
I cannot spell. Thing.
Did you skip spelling class?
I guess so.
Spelling class wasn't a thing. What's even crazier is that like spelling tests don't work.
Okay, Michael's finished. Can you tell us what our exploration told you about a species?
That they vary a lot.
Yeah,
No, I was
there's a
gonna
lot
say
of
that they
different
can be the
variations,
same.
right? So species can have both similarities and differences. The differences in a single species make up the variation within that species. So go ahead and fill out number 9. A species can vary in its external features and its behaviors.
Is there another and?
What's that?
Oh, external
there's 2
features.
And whenever you're finished there, go ahead and put your pencils down.
Do bell peppers behave? Do they have behaviors?
Obviously, one grows like a jalapeno, the other grows like a pepper.
Okay, so we spoke a little bit about biodiversity in our last lesson. For number 10, can you write down your definition of biodiversity? Whenever you're finished, you can share your answer with your partner.
You said it's the number of species in a defined area.
Well, I used my prefixes and suffixes, so I put the differences of life.
Great.
Thanks. This is a really long link for species.
Okay, Braylee, can you give us your definition of biodiversity?
I put different species in an area.
Okay. Does anyone have anything to add to that?
Can you put differences of species? Isn't that what you said? In an area though?
Different species.
Okay, so for number 11, you're going to put down the formal definition. Biodiversity are the differences in external features or behavior between more than one species. So the main thing you want to take from this is the difference between variation and biodiversity. So keep that in the back of your mind.
What?
Did that hurt?
No. Nothing.
Whenever you're finished, put your pencil down.
Except how cold my fingers are.
How about your feet are?
Okay, so if everyone will look up at the board, this will be number 12 on your guide. We have a southern magnolia, a Chinese magnolia, and an ash magnolia. Make sure you look at their species names right above them. Is this an example of biodiversity or variation? Answer that on your guide. You can share your answer with your partner.
This was a tricky one because I almost put diversity, but it's not. Yes, it is. They all have the same species name. It's a family name. It's a species.
It's a genus. Species is the second.
There's a species name and a genus name.
Okay, we're having some good
family
discussion
name.
over here.
We're just gonna discuss.
I got the right answer. She just showed it.
So Marsha,
Fine.
what answer did you get?
I put variation, but I put that because they all had the same species name, but my science teacher did not teach me that correctly when I was in my other classes, so I guess I got it wrong. But I
Well,
put
that's
variation.
okay. So what Michael was saying, he was correct. Is that
Rudely.
these are different species names. So all 3 of these trees are different species. They're not the same species.
Same genus.
It threw me off though.
They do have the same genus.
So wait, does genus and species literally mean the same thing?
No.
Then why is there a species name and a genus?
Like,
That's what I'm
each other
confused.
and, like, produce
No, they can't.
There's family.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know that, but when you write the name, which part goes first?
Okay,
genus
so
Oh, and then
like
the
we
species
said, the
name.
answer was
Oh, I had it flipped.
biodiversity. If you didn't answer the question correctly, that's okay. On number 13, write down what confused you about the question and share that with your partner.
Well, before you so rudely corrected me, that's why I was confused. Because I didn't know the difference between genus and species. I didn't know that genus was
So this question was a little bit tricky. I wanted you to really think about it. So we're doing number 13, Marcia.
Okay.
Whenever you're finished, you can discuss this with your partner.
So, is family and genus the same?
No.
Great. I honestly need to go back. I'm a science major, I promise.
I think it's family, order, genus, species.
Cassie, can you share any misconceptions you may have had about that question?
I said the magnolia part of it could make you think that it's all the same species, which would then make it variation. But then if you look at I remember back to the bell pepper example, where like the first and the second word were the same for all three of the peppers, which would indicate that that's variation. So the magnolia tree example would be diversity.
Right.
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a little tricky to get the two, but just make sure that you know that biodiversity is the difference between two different species. Variation is within one species. So if you are ready to move on, go ahead and answer number 14. And the question is, why is this an example of biodiversity and not species variation, which we've kind of talked about already. Just put it into your own words. And when you're finished, share with your partner.
How do you write so fast?
Oh, I answered this earlier. I actually directly asked it.
I put because they're different species.
Right.
Okay, so Marcia, can you share your answer?
Yes, my answer is because they are different species. That's why it's not an example of biodiversity.
That is correct. Is everybody ready to move on, or you need one more minute?
I thought it was explained.
We're zooming.
Oh, now we're gonna elaborate.
Alright, everybody, so we're ready to go on to our elaborate. Okay, so we do have a guide for you guys as well for this. This one. I'll pass it down. Let's go. Alright. So, we have this plant that we are going to be observing today. The name of this plant is the passion flower. Does anybody have this plant at home or has ever seen this plant? Awesome, so you guys know a little bit about it.
No, but I've had tea.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right, so what I want you guys to go ahead and do now is on your elaboration guide, go ahead and look at the leaves of this plant and go ahead and write some observations that you have about it. Feel free to go ahead and walk up to it if you cannot see it if you're in the back.
That's insane.
The leaves have different shapes.
Yeah, and there's no discernible pattern to it.
Those are great observations, like I mentioned.
Similarities, green.
Similarities,
Leaves.
differences.
I was literally watching that.
I'd say they're pretty similar in size. It looks like.
No, because look at that one, it's so tiny.
But like, look at the ones that are all the same shape. See, but going beyond that, like, some of them are clearly younger leaves. But they're not as.
Do I know?
I'm just kidding.
I do.
But you can tell because of where
I
they're
like the
spreading
little
out.
spirally parts that are coming off the
Tendrils.
sides. Those are my faves.
If they're growing out of the same stem.
Oh, that's good similarity.
Yeah, the colors are similar too.
Because they're growing from the same stem, that probably means they all have the same amount of like nutrients. So what the heck is, why do they go different shapes? That's crazy.
Because it needs to.
Here.
Well, tendrils to help it grow.
Wait, what?
They're little tendrils, so they'll grab onto things and help it hang on so it can grow higher.
Those are what modify.
Which likely means this is a tropical
They
plant.
can be modified leaves or
Modified
stems.
stems.
I've heard petioles.
Yeah.
Yeah, petioles.
Peel.
All right, so Sarah Marie, are you guys good? Can we go ahead and discuss this?
Do
Sarah
we have
Marie,
to fill
can you
out-
give us an example that you put under whichever?
I put for differences, the leaves are different shapes.
Right, so that's one
Oh, wow.
really big feature that stands out, right? And that's an excellent feature. Does anybody have anything for similarity? Go ahead, Cassie.
I said both different types of leaves are growing on the same stem.
Right, so that's also very, very interesting to note as well. All right, everyone went ahead and filled that out? Good to move on? Okay, so now for number two, sorry about that, number 2. We have a chart for you guys to fill out. I want you to choose a partner. You guys can choose the person next to you or just go to someone random that you didn't do your explore with. And you and your partner will each complete a survey about your facial structure and characteristics. You have 3 minutes to complete this.
So it has to
Go
be
ahead.
someone who's not our partner from last time.
It can
Or-
be or it doesn't matter. Just
Okay.
find somebody.
We're here. My jaw's actually crooked, so I can't really tell if my face is. I mean, it's probably still round though.
I think it's kind of round. Yeah.
You don't have a round face though. You have a heart-shaped face. I learned that from my makeup tutorials.
Yeah,
You do have a
really
clip in your
different from
chin.
round or square. Go ahead and draw it.
I don't think I do.
No, can you
You
feel
don't
it
have
there?
to. If you
Yeah,
guys
I
don't
can
think
feel
it's
it,
round
but
or
it's not
square,
like
I think
super
in
there.
the middle, that
Say
would be a
absent.
good place to like.
Hair, yours is curly.
My hair is normally curly, yes. Yours
Sure,
is.
yeah.
Is it wavy?
Yeah, I would say wavy. It does curl, but it's
This is a really
That's
your
after.
face.
Do you have a widow's peak?
Boom.
I have a widow's peak too. You can't tell under this wig, but I do have a widow's peak.
okay. Eyes. They look pretty normal.
I would say so too.
They may be like a little wider, maybe.
Compared, I guess it's normal. I'm trying to think. My friends say it has wide eyes, so I'm gonna go ahead and say you're pretty normal.
Okay, I'll go with normal too. Oh, and shape. You have almonds for sure.
Are they straight or slanted? Yours actually slant down, not up though.
No, well, it's still a slant. I think yours are
You
pretty
guys have 2
wavy.
minutes.
Yeah, don't slant. You are.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's big eyes.
thanks. I think you have small ones. They're probably pretty medium.
I have an exceedingly average face.
Let me see.
Those are tiny.
Let me see your face.
Those little.
You look pretty.
Wait. What are we looking at?
I said normal to far. Which one do you
Oh, how far apart?
Yeah.
Normal to far.
Which one though?
I wouldn't say they're far. Just
Okay,
I'm like
normal.
considering my friend who is like
Okay.
extremely like
I'll say
small eyes. So you said that you have small eyes or middle eyes.
You said I had small.
You do.
Position of eyes. Whoa. I didn't know that was a thing.
When you guys are done, go ahead and just put your pencils down.
Medium eyes.
No,
Because they're like medium
What
to
do they
small.
look like?
You guys have a minute.
I think it's just you have on your glasses though.
Yours are kind of.
Yeah, their glasses.
Even like our skin tone.
They're definitely medium. No, like medium.
I feel like somebody medium.
But your glasses definitely make your eyes look small.
That's
Are
cool.
they fake?
No, they're
All
fake.
right.
Oh, it's like
So
a
if you and
reverse
your
magnet or.
All right, guys, attention. If you and your partner can go ahead and count how many characteristics that you guys each share.
None.
No, we have widow's peak, normal eyes.
Almond eyes.
We had 3.
Go ahead and make a tally or write down your number of similarities.
No, our eye shape of eyes. Yeah. Yours are all
3
normal.
same.
Almond,
Which
okay.
means 1, 2,
So
3,
wait, I'm gonna just check which one.
4. No, 5. 5 different.
Yes, 3, 2.
Go ahead and put down the number of how many were different.
What?
There's 1, 2, 3 that we had different and 1, 2 down here because these are the 3 we have the same. So 5.
Oh, I was like, what are you counting?
I had 6 if you count facial.
This was a fun little activity for variation. Y'all did this. This was fun.
All right, so Marcia, how many did you guys share and how many were you different in?
Michael and I share 3. characteristics, facial features, and we differ in 5.
Wow, okay, so 3 similarities, 5 differences. What about Cassie, you and Sarah Marie?
We had 6 similarities and 2 differences.
Okay, so you guys were rather similar.
Yeah, y'all look just alike.
Ashley, how many similarities and differences did you guys have?
6 similarities and 2 differences.
Interesting, so the 2 female groups each had 6 similarities and 2 differences.
Oh,
That is
that's
pretty
cool. I was thinking, I was like, why doesn't nobody look mature?
Really deep.
Alright, so are we all the same or are we different species?
No, we're all the same species.
We're all the same species,
Except for
right?
Michael, he's different.
Yeah, boys and girls are different species.
Alright, so can anybody tell me, and a hint is on our word wall, but can anybody tell me what do these examples show? Michael?
Variation.
Aquatic.
Variation. Great job. Alright, you guys are awesome. So go ahead and fill in variation for number 6.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
That is the magic word.
Are we doing number 5?
So number 5 we kind of already went over.
The
wait,
Yeah, that's right. So number 5 is going to come up. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
So this one's going to be fun. Let's see if there's anybody that can't do it. Okay. So I want you guys to turn to your partner and try to curl your tongue, just like in the picture.
I can curl it. I can do the little like.
Michael can do it.
Thing almost.
Michael can do it. Sarah Marie, you can do it. You're struggling a little bit. You can do it.
No, I'm trying to
Can you
do
do it,
that.
Ashley?
No.
No? Gracie, can you?
No, like do like.
Okay.
Am I doing it or no?
yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah, you are.
I had a weird
It's a ball.
human feet. What is the use? Like,
So go ahead and raise your hand if you can. Okay, cool.
I want to see
Ashley,
my
you
mirror.
try, okay?
I can turn my feet
it's a
sideways.
dominant trait.
Really?
Yeah, being able to curl your tongue is a
I
dominant
wonder
trait.
what the benefit
Awesome.
is of. being
So we noticed in our class some people, or the majority of people in our particular class, can curl their tongue, and we have one that can't. But that's okay. What is this an example of?
variation.
Of what?
Superior genes.
Variation in external features or something else?
I mean, yeah, because your tongue
Behavior.
could take.
Behavior,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, really? I was
Behavior.
not going
Because
there.
you're making your tongue do that. Alright. So some plants can sense a nearby branch or pole by touch and twine around it for additional support. So our passion flower over there, and Michael actually had mentioned the tendrils on it, can go ahead and wrap around and give it support. So that's a behavior that we see that that plant can do.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I guess you wouldn't be able to answer this. It's more of a question for Dr. Suni. But I wonder if it's just more of like an observation now.
Sure.
I wonder if where she has this plant in her office or something like that.
Jessi can answer that actually.
Right by the window.
I was gonna say because the tendrils are like reaching out, but do they just do that kind of in attempts to grab onto something, or is it if like there's something? Let me try to like because
Right.
if there's nothing there, do they just like fall off or
No, they stay.
so they're just attempting to reach out?
You'd
to
be
something?
surprised at what they can grab onto.
Do you want to switch?
Yeah,
to
mine
the
literally
unit
grow on the
activity?
side of my house. Which is
My
They
guess.
All right, so we have, and also in our elaborate, we're going to have a unit activity that Miss Knight will cover.
I don't know see that I can turn my tongue sideways.
So everybody is going to receive a card, and we're not going to do much of it today, but it will come in handy in future lessons. Go ahead and write your name on the card.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this thing looks so ugly.
Just like you.
So what do you guys notice about the swirls?
He's on a tree.
Okay.
Oh, yours is on a tree too.
Isn't he ugly?
Yeah, so there are two different colors of the fur. This is an example of variation within that species of squirrel. So you're actually going to hand those back in to me. After you write your name on it, just pass them forward. We're going to use these in our next lesson. There, please.
You know, okay. These were put in there.
The last thing for today will be our evaluation. You're going to have 10 minutes to complete it. It will be done independently. When you're finished, you will flip your paper over and put your pencils down. So if everybody can put everything away, or just flip it over for y'all. So you have 10 minutes and you